you can buy high and sell higher. Do you think that there's parts of Miami that are a little bit inflated now, or do you see just a nice runway ahead?
Well, it's not necessarily parts of Miami. I mean, I agree with some of what Don is saying, but what Don gave a blanket statement. So I don't think that all of Miami is seeing crazy demand, and not all of Miami is seeing kind of oversupply. It's really product specific. So there's a flight to quality, and if you look at areas like downtown Miami, Brickell, where I call it the canyons of the canyons of
where Citadel is going.
Correct. Citadel's building, actually a great building on the ocean, but there's a lot of supply there. There's a lot of residential there, and Don is referring mostly to those types of buildings. If you move across the bridge into Miami Beach, it's underdeveloped.
Are you going to like a Wynwood type area?
No, I'm talking about Miami Beach, Collins Avenue. So we own 3 acres on the ocean at the Raleigh Hotel, right? We're developing.
I literally walked by it 2 weeks ago.
Okay. 220 foot of beachfront. There is no beachfront available in Miami Beach to develop. We're developing, the Raleigh Hotel, which is getting restored with 40 residences, a new hotel there. We're selling units there between $4,000 to $12,000 a foot. Okay, this is unprecedented.
$4,000 and $12,000
$12,000 a foot.
A square foot.
A square foot, designed by Peter Marino. These are numbers that we've never seen. But this is also because you have 1,000 people a day moving to Florida.
That sounds expensive even for New York. What I used to think $1,500 a square foot, like outrageous,
Well, why? There's no reason that buying an apartment on Central Park should be less or more expensive than buying an apartment in Miami Beach on the ocean. Right, it's the same people. You have.
Well, they would say the climate risk.
Well, I don't know.
You got to protect against that.
I can tell you there's tax risk in New York, right? You just mentioned that. But if
did something just happen with a real estate developer in taxes in Manhattan? I mean, can you go to that? Does that actually, as a real estate developer, and I talked to 3 commercial real estate guys after that. I'm not going into politics, but they're all like, this is what appraiser's going to appraise, and you're going to always value it up and value it down on a rough way. Does it make you more hesitant to invest in New York City?
No, listen, we're investing in New York City. We own 4 buildings on Fifth Avenue. So I have a different strategy. We invest only in super prime real estate. COVID was actually a great accelerator for super prime real estate. Product in that category has only gone up. You talked about San Francisco also, right? Prices have doubled in the Transamerica Pyramid since before COVID. So we're seeing growth in super prime real estate. What Don was speaking about is mid-market product that was, again, oversupplied because of this big COVID rush to move to Miami.
Yeah, the Aman, which is a private club and residence and hotel in Manhattan, I'm told is not terrible.
It's not terrible.
The rise of the super luxury, super club, I think you would probably agree that you look at Manhattan, you look at ZZ's, Cipriani, downtown, sort of the Polo Bar in a certain way. How much are people willing to pay these days for their privacy?
So it's interesting. There's been also a big shift. You talk about the private club. Actually, 711 Fifth Avenue, which is a building we bought from, used to be the Coca-Cola building. Core Club is there, which is probably one of the most prestigious private clubs in the city. And again, they're seeing big growth in membership now. I think that has been driven by 2 things, right? The effect from the UK that finally caught here. But again, COVID was an accelerator. People want to be near people they know. They want to be in a more protected environment. We've seen a lot of that. You talk about the Aman Club, which obviously we own as well, ZZ's. We're seeing that all throughout, and we're doing that in Miami also. So Longosteria, which is probably the most known Italian restaurant out of Milan and Paris, is opening at the Raleigh, a private members club.
Wow.